guys, welcome to Talkin Cinema with Mike. Today is a very special episode of this podcast. I'm here with Ann Morrison and previous guest Kathy Moon as we discuss the upcoming Oscar ceremony, who's going to win and who's going to take home the gold. Okay guys, so what do you think is going to win Best Picture?
Oh man! First of all, thank you, Kathy, for for telling me about the whole sheet here, because I'm going to go first and just say I saw every one of them except um the uh the Top Gun, because I have to confess I could give a hoo-hoo. I just couldn't bring myself to see that one, and I don't think it's going to win anyway. So there you go. But I really enjoyed this year watching all the others. Um, but who's going to win? That's going to be interesting. And I don't know, because what I would want to win may not be what the Academy's going. That's a good question.
Yeah,
Kathy?
that's a secondary one. The first question is who is going to win, and
Right.
the second one is who would you like to win?
That's true. All right, who would I like to win? Oh, I don't know. They're all so good. Oh, okay, I pass. Go ahead, Kathy.
Well, I
Okay.
just believe that Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to sweep probably almost everything that they're nominated for.
Think so.
All the indicators. One of the things that I do, because I'm particularly obsessive and because I teach film, I pay attention to the indicators, and they are the other award-giving organizations that are, their members are part of the Academy, like the Producers Guild, the Directors Guild, the Writers
and
Guild.
Everything Everywhere All.
It just swept everything.
Yeah.
And even, the BAFTAs was a little different, but I really think that Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to win. And if it doesn't, then I think that it would go to an American film, because obviously Avatar, Top Gun made a lot of money, and Hollywood loves money.
Yeah, okay, good point.
But if I picked the movies, I would definitely pick Banshees of Inisherin
Yeah.
as the best picture, but they're all fabulous. This
Mhm.
is the problem with the Oscars. I
Yeah.
don't think it matters who wins, because they're all great films, And I did see, Annie, I saw Top Gun twice because I consider it the best popcorn movie of the year.
Really?
Just go in, you experience it, and you forgot everything about it by the time your popcorn is finished and you exit the theater.
Well, maybe I can rent it at home and have popcorn at home too. It's another possibility. All right, maybe I'll watch it before, because I know
No,
I
you don't
can't.
have to. You
Yeah.
don't have to, but I have to confess, I never watched Elvis because I knew exactly what it was going to be.
Yeah.
And
I
I
love-
figured I'll get it. I'll watch it right now. It's on either HBO or Showtime,
Yeah.
and I can watch it. And I've seen
It
some,
is.
and it's a great film. I know it's a great film.
Mhm.
It's just that I'm always trying to find the foreign language films, and there are always so many other interesting sort of arty films that I like.
Mhm. What do you think, Michael?
Like, did you guys see All Quiet on the Western Front on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to win Best Picture, and I think Michelle Yeoh and Ke Huy Quan are both going to win Actress and Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
I don't know about like Jamie Lee Curtis or Stephanie Hsu winning Best Supporting Actress. I think it might go to Angela Bassett for Black Wakanda
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah, we kind of need one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think All Quiet on the Western Front's going to do really well. I think it's going to win International Feature and like cinematography and maybe like a few texts.
Yep. I think all of
And
those are right on.
I also think Elvis might win a few things too because of the BAFTAs. Look at the BAFTAs. Austin Butler won Best Actor and also won Costumes and Makeup.
Yeah, I think so.
Good point.
Yeah, I think there's a very good possibility of that. One of the things that when I think about what I call my quote unquote rules of the Oscar, one of the rules is that really good films, everybody deserves something.
Mhm.
So they kind of parcel it out. So if they don't give All Quiet on the Western Front the best picture, they're going to give it best international film. I think that's really what they will do. You
Yeah.
know,
It
it's
did
like
win
sharing
international
love.
feature BAFTA, so it from the Oscars.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah.
Because it's
And
a
it
really
did
good
win.
movie. Like
Mhm.
it won Best Picture at the BAFTAs.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's really something, you know. It's very interesting too, because the BAFTAs give several awards. They give one for best film, and then they give another one for best British film. And see,
Right.
that's
I
the way they
know.
get around things. And at the BAFTAs, let's see, All Quiet won everything practically, you know. But some of the other films did,
Yeah.
like Banshee did win some things. And that was My Cat Walking By. And
Yeah. Speaking of that, Kathy, the only thing I see the Banshees of Inisherin winning at the Oscars is original screenplay. If they
right.
decide to give it to Martin McDonagh instead of the Daniels.
Yeah, I think
Good point.
that's the only place where I can think that they can do it other than best actor. You know, Colin Farrell's my guy. I
Right.
personally feel like his performance was like the best he's ever done, or in that group of best he's ever done.
Right.
So I think he's due.
Sure.
And you know, that's another unwritten Oscar rule, and that is that a lot of times the Oscars are given for a body of work, not just the
That's
film
true.
that they're in. So
That's
that's why I think that there's a good chance Jamie Lee Curtis will win, because she's quote unquote due one. So
no,
that's
that's
another
also
thought
true.
into the
Yeah,
mix.
and she might. I know because it's weird with supporting actress because Angela Bassett won the Golden Globe and Critics' Choice, but Jamie
Yep.
Lee Curtis won the SAG and Carrie Condon won the BAFTA.
BAFTA, right? That's right. Yeah. I was so happy at the BAFTAs, I cannot tell you, you
Right.
know, with Carrie Condon
Yeah.
and what's his name? I can't
Barry
think of it.
Keoghan.
Barry, thank you, Barry Keogh. Thank you. I was so happy for them to win, because recognizing those absolutely magical performances.
Well, and Bill Nye has a huge canon of stuff that he hasn't been acknowledged for
Yep,
either. Uh,
that's a good point.
that's another good point.
Oh, you guys saw Living?
Oh, I loved it.
Yes.
Love that film.
Oh, it's beyond fabulous. It's so great. The
So
screenplay,
understated. Yeah.
yeah, the screenplay should win Best Adapted. It really, really should. But I really think Women Talking is going to get the Best Adapted.
You think so?
I think they'll
Yes,
throw a
Kathy
bone.
Moon.
Yeah.
Women Talking is one of my favorites from the Best Picture nominees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And I
please,
really would like to see Sarah Polley on that stage for adapted screenplay.
that's right. That's what I think. See, again, that's where I think that they will give everybody some little something, you know. So that's really good to honor these films that are all so great. You know, I mean, really, all of them are so great. It's hard
Yeah.
to pick, you know.
Where do you think about directing? Who
Yep.
do you think the director is?
The
Well,
Daniels.
yep,
What?
the Daniels won the Directors Guild. And so I think that that's, you know, the Daniels won everything, the
Yeah.
Producers Guild, the Directors Guild. So, you know, I just think they're going to win everything
Right.
that they possibly can, except for the
Yeah,
ones not nominated for, like Best Actor doesn't have one of their people, you know, because it has people in other
yeah.
categories.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah, let's I'm thinking of like other cat. What about did you guys see Tar with
Yes.
Yes.
Kate Blanchett?
Yes. 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 Yes.
The only thing I see Tar winning is Best Actress for Kate Blanchett. And if Michelle Yeoh wins that, then I'm
Yep.
afraid Tar's gonna walk away empty-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's always a chance that they'll give him screenplay too, but I don't know. I think that that would be one way. If they don't give it to Kate Blanchett for actress, that's one thing they could give him, which, you know, that's one thing that he could get.
Right.
So that's the only thing else I can think of, because, you know, I mean, really, it's, you know, in terms of these oddball movies like Everything All at Once and Tar, those are really very sort of experimental or art house films, you
Right.
know,
Right.
that I don't think normal people like those movies at
No, I'm
all,
not
or
sure.
even go see them.
Or
Yeah.
and for that matter, Triangle of Sadness was a whoopee strange piece too.
Oh, it's so strange, but so wonderful. But
Yeah,
remember, that guy has won two other. I mean, this is the
right,
third time he's won the grand prize, the
right.
grand prize at
That's
Cannes.
why I think it's going to be ignored this year.
Ruben Östlund.
Right,
Yeah, right. He is so. Have you
Yeah,
seen
that's the thing,
him?
Kathy. The morning that the Oscar nominations were announced, like Triangle of Sadness gets original screenplay. I predicted that. But then Ruben Östlund gets nominated for director, and then we see Triangle of Sadness take like the ninth slot for Best
Yeah,
Picture.
yeah.
yeah, that's
That was
right.
like that was probably the one Best Picture nominee I was surprised to see in there.
Yeah. Well, all this stuff really plays in. The other award ceremony I just wanted to mention to you too is the Indie Spirit Awards.
Right,
And interestingly enough, they moved back their award ceremony a whole week. So when they came out, which was last weekend, people were still voting for Oscar. So
right,
the Indie Spirit Awards could have an effect on the Oscars. But again, who won everything? But everything all together all at once. I mean, they swept again, even at the Indie Spirits, which is right, because I mean, it was done on a sort of shoestring budget and a very independent film. So
right.
that was very interesting. Yeah.
What about costume design this year?
I think that's between Black Panther and Elvis.
Yep. I agree. I
Right.
agree. I totally agree. Yep. And Black Panther was such a wonderful movie. I put that again in my sort of
But
popcorn.
Panda Poet,
That's right.
Yeah.
But remember, you know who's going to win is
everything will be well away.
all right. Remember that from Everything All Together. And I'm
Yep,
going to get some googly
yep.
eyes to wear during the Oscars
Okay,
because
good.
I love googly eyes. And that's reminded me how much I love googly eyes. I don't know. It's totally crazy. But yeah, yeah.
Well,
But
okay.
yeah.
I mean, okay.
Um,
See, that's the thing. That's why Everything Everywhere All of going to win Best Picture because there's never really been a movie like that to ever like exist.
Mhm.
well, you know, that's sort of who wins a lot. You know, think back to the silent film. Do you remember that silent film, The Artist, that won sometime in the 2000s? It was a completely silent movie and it won the Oscar for Best Picture. And, you know, that was unusual.
2011, yep.
Yep. So they really they do like these sort of oddball ones, but
Mhm.
you know their favorite are oddball ones that win. You know that sell tickets.
Right.
That's their big thing. And of course, nobody. The big winners this year in the box office, of course, were of course Avatar and Top Gun. You
Yeah.
know those are the biggies. So, and you know, what do you guys think about the Fablemans? Do they have a chance for anything?
I don't know. I loved it a lot, but it
I
wasn't.
don't know. I mean, like maybe like Steven Spielberg win director, even though Everything Everywhere All at Once was a picture, and maybe just because he's 90, maybe John Williams could win the original
Yeah,
score.
I agree with you. I just have a sneaking suspicion that Fablemans will get the John Williams, you know, best soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I
Most
think that
likely.
might be a way to give the Fablemans something and to also honor, of course, uh, John Williams.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a real good point.
I think
Well,
the other music scores are nominated, like All Quiet on the Western Front by Volker Bertelmann and The
yeah,
Banshees of
that one
Inisherin
won the
by Mark
BAFTA.
Burwell.
That won the BAFTA. So you're right. I mean, there's lots of still possibilities or unknown ones.
But the
Yeah.
BAFTA, of course, they would choose that because it's British.
Oh, yeah. But let's see. I'm looking on this
Cinematographer.
list.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
You think for cinematography?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
very long. That's the one thing in the movie that totally beyond impressed me.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these movies, like Avatar and everything, it's just so technical. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
technical and it's not real. And I'm getting kind of tired of those movies. And I
Mm-hmm.
think we're back to wanting movies historical or in present
Right.
day, that kind of thing.
Right.
Unless, you know, but this one too. Although I was not so enamored as other people were about the film. I
Right.
just thought it was a good film,
Yeah.
not a great
Yeah. It
film.
didn't. I didn't. It was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I really felt the original. The original, I forget. It's burned into my heart and brain.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's coming up. Turner Classic Movies has this thing called 31 Days of Oscar, and you can turn on TCM anytime, and they have an Oscar-winning film.
Oh, that's
So
great.
I have been watching all of my old favorites. The screwball comedies. Anyway, on Sunday night or Monday morning at 1:45, they're doing the original All Quiet. And so I'm going to
Oh,
tape it
good.
and
Yeah, I
I'm going to
remember
watch it
it. I remember
again.
how intense that was. Yeah.
That was it was poetic, whereas this one was very Germanic, which
Mhm.
it's written by a German, but it
Yeah.
was written by a German poet. The book was. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
And it
I
got
think,
banned. Hitler banned it.
yeah.
What about another interesting comment? Predictions for animated feature film.
Oh,
Oh,
animated.
I
Animated.
definitely think Pinocchio is going to win.
That was my favorite.
Yes,
Pinocchio is the
Pinocchio.
one.
it has to, right?
It has to. I'll be
The
really
stop
pissed if it
motion's just
doesn't.
perfect.
Yeah.
I
That's
would watch Guillermo del Toro do anything.
anything. And sometimes
You
they're
know,
intense, but I would definitely.
they
And
are.
I
I've
remember
seen all
watching
of
the
his
featurette.
movies.
I
Yeah, from
watched
the
the featurette
beginning.
of the making of it too, which was quite something.
Hmm.
I mean, that if it doesn't win, I would be angry.
I actually did watch some behind the scenes videos of
Right.
Pinocchio on YouTube.
Yeah. That
It's
stop.
amazing how Guillermo and like his whole team crafted like everything
Yeah.
in the film with the
Yeah.
characters and the sets. It's just
Right.
amazing how much
It's
effort
like,
he put into it.
his movies are so intense because he has such an incredible attention to detail
Exactly.
on every level, not just character, but the way it looks, the way it's photographed, the cinematography.
Well, and he
All
also
of
doesn't
that.
have that American sensibility of we have to. We're so young over here. There are lots of things we won't do. Where
Yeah,
they come from an older souls countries and they're much more willing to go places that we're too terrified to go. You know?
I
Yeah.
agree.
That's how I
I think
feel.
so. I think so too. Although I have to admit, I did watch the Shoes movie, and it was truly loopy and wonderful and magical. So, here again,
The
I'm
what
not.
movie?
I was called the one called Marcel the Shell with
Oh, I
shoes on it.
love that.
That movie is so weird
I
and
love
so
that. It's
beautiful.
oh, I love that film. I just
It
love
was
that
it was
film.
I
like
still need to watch that. I'm going to watch before Sunday night.
Yeah, you have to.
it's so weird and so beautiful and so simple. And it's just kind of adorable. But, I think both, it's one of those films that the whole family can watch,
Mhm.
that adults will be charmed by it and children will be, I think, fascinated by it too.
It's got a lot of adult humor. I mean, not filthy, but just
Yeah,
more.
right. Yeah.
I have to confess, I
Like
didn't see all the
some of
documentaries.
the other, I say like some of like yeah, like Guillermo's post Pinocchio. I'm gonna still watch Marcel the Shoe. I haven't watched it yet. The other animated movies that I saw were Turning Red and Puss in Boots: The
Oh,
Last
yeah.
Wish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
It's
Turning Red, but still my favorite is Pinocchio.
Yeah. The thing about it is these Pixar films, if anything that's got Pixar on it, is usually great. I
Yeah,
mean, I've never seen a bad Pixar movie. So when Disney really took over Pixar and now it's been really, they've really been meshed together now. It's really improved both the Disney movies and the Pixar movies. But I think we're missing some of the originally with Pixar, because now, of course, they've got that stupid corporate thing holding them back.
right, right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have to confess, I haven't seen all the documentary features. Just
I haven't either. They're like low on my totem pole
yeah.
but the one that seems to be outstanding and seems to win all the awards is the one called All the Beauty and the Bloodshed.
Yeah.
So that's the one that I think will win.
Okay.
This is a film about an artist who goes on the attack in social media to the Sackler family, which are very famous people who are philanthropists, but they also own a drug company. I own all
Oh,
the
yeah.
stock in a drug company, and
Right.
this person was trying to hold the Sackler family and these museums responsible for our horrible drug problem now with fentanyl.
Right.
So I think that one might win, but the one that won BAFTA was Navali,
Yeah,
which is a very good political one, which is about a Russian guy that was poisoned and he lived.
that's
That's
right.
supposed to be really good. And Fire of Love, I that's the one that's my hottest one that I want to see.
Mhm.
That's the one about these two volcanologists
Yeah.
who die together in
Wait,
a volcano
I did see that
accidentally.
one. I did see that one. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
that's supposed to be really good.
Right.
About, they both love volcanoes
Yeah.
and they both got killed by a volcano together.
Well, and why not?
Yeah, right. If you're gonna go and you
Do it.
love something, whatever,
Too
um,
bad we don't have Robert Folke here because I'd love to ask him what he thinks production design's going to be this year. So he was
yeah.
on. He was
I
like,
think that's gonna be. I think Babylon's gonna win production design.
you think so? Yeah.
I just have this feeling it's going to be all quiet for some reason. I don't know why I think that. And I don't know if I have any, there's no
Because of the
indication.
battlefields.
Well, just all that it took to do it. Remember they're doing some shooting some of it
Right.
was on a set, but some of it was in on site, or not necessarily on site, but in the wild somewhere.
Right.
I don't know. Um, really any of them would,
I
or
mean,
else.
Avatar: The Way of Water, Elvis have good production design as well.
Yeah,
It
I
did,
don't know.
but for the same reason.
Like Avatar: The Way of Water, like everything is blue and beautiful and just like perfect
Mhm.
scenery. Like when I saw Avatar in the theater, like it's like I was in like a whole different world when I was in my
Yeah,
seat watching it.
that's right. To me, it was like ho hum because I had made the mistake of watching the first one again. Because
Yeah.
I tend to want to see the first one again because I hadn't seen Avatar 1 for like 10 years.
I did the
So
same
I
thing.
made the
Yeah.
mistake and it's the same thing.
I
But
did the same
when it
thing.
went to the
Yeah.
water world,
Uh-huh.
I was completely smitten because
Yeah.
I mean, that's when it went to something different.
Yeah.
I really, really liked it. And I had a great time, even though it was very too long.
Right.
This year was the year of the long film.
Ooh,
These
boy.
movies are way too long, 10, 15, 20 minutes too long.
Well,
You know,
but in the olden days, we used to have attention spans for that.
yes, that's right. Exactly. But now the filmmakers have no attention span either.
So but you still think it's going to be Babylon, Michael?
Maybe I mean Babylon. I think did win production design at the BAFTAs, and like I did see it. Um, they really did capture the scene of like old like Hollywood,
Yeah.
and I mean it was a crazy movie. It was a 3 hour motion
Mhm.
picture, but um, yeah, I think one of the things they did do right in that movie was just capture the feeling of it.
Yeah.
I think that it's very likely that Babylon would get it because again, this whole sort of unwritten rule about how every film that's good needs to get something.
Yeah.
So that would definitely be one place. And
Did you guys see The Whale with Brendan Fraser?
I love the
yeah,
whale.
yeah. Oh,
I love the whale.
heartbreaking, but really good.
Guys, he might win on Sunday if Austin Butler
Yep,
doesn't get it.
yep,
He could
yep,
really win. Like, here's the thing: Austin Butler won the Golden Globe and the BAFTA, but Brendan Fraser won the Critics' Choice Award and SAG.
yep. SAG is the biggie.
So they
SAG is the
each
most
had two trophies.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Yep, I hear you.
I think you're right. I think you're
Yeah.
right. Well,
So, the really nice thing is there still are so many that we really can't call
mhm.
because there really are some real, things there. So we'll have to see what happens on Sunday night.
How about editing?
Yeah. What
Be-
about
I'm sorry, Michael.
editing?
Yeah, what?
Everything Everywhere All at Once winning editing,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
think so. I think that one's
The
got
only
to
other
get it.
movie I see winning film editing is Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, those air scenes. I mean, as I said, I went to see that movie twice in a movie theater.
Hmm.
Because when the Oscar noms were announced, then all the local theaters here started showing all the Oscar nominated films. So I made sure I only want to watch that movie on the big screen because it
Yeah.
is so glorious. And as I said, you just go in there and you completely forget about the world, our world, and
So
you go into
do
this.
you think that's special effects then too?
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
I think Avatar: The Way of Water is going to win visual effects.
Yeah,
Special effects.
Yeah, one of those two. Those are the two real action ones, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
James Cameron worked his butt off for Avatar: The Way of Water, so I think the visual effects win would be.
It took him 10 years and he had all these diversions, and it really pisses me off. I was waiting for this movie for 5 years and then I just gave up because the guy's too slow. So I think that on some level they should penalize him for that.
Yeah.
You know, that it took so long to get the second one. I was really PO'd about that for 5 years.
How about sound?
I think Top Gun Maverick's going to win that.
Yeah. Either that or Elvis.
Yeah, I was thinking
We're
Elvis.
all quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
No, maybe, but
Yeah. It's really hard. It's very hard.
Who do you guys think is going to win makeup?
Oh, makeup has got to be, I think that's going to be Elvis, don't you?
Over the Whale.
Yeah.
Or the Whale? The Whale. Have they done Brendan Fraser to make him like a 600-pound man? I mean,
Yeah.
like, wow.
I just think that, see, one of the things about Elvis is he goes through different ages. So his makeup has to change a lot. So that's why I think that they will recognize it, you know, because of all the, when a character goes through a lot of ages and different things. So that's why I'm thinking hair and makeup would be Elvis.
Like if they give the performance too, like Brendan Fraser played a 600-pound like college professor. But think about this, like Austin Butler kind of literally became Elvis Presley. Like you watching the movie, you're like seeing Elvis and not Austin Butler.
That's right. Yeah, that's why I think he'll win. You know, that's why I think he'll win Best Actors. You know, when you have these like perfect roles, I think about Joaquin Phoenix playing Johnny Cash. There are these people who, you know, completely meld with the person. And those are the people who win. You know, Reese Witherspoon won for June Cash. You know, these different people who played historical characters who won, you know, and I think so.
Like Malice, Freddie Mercury, and Bohemian Rhapsody, he won.
All right. Down here in Sarasota, we have the Sarasota Film Society, and they had a chance for us to see, because normally I always miss the shorts, the animated shorts, or the live actions or the documentaries, and I got a chance to, because a member, I got to see them. Really glad I did, because I enjoyed every one of them. So you probably don't get a chance to see those. I could probably have to vote on that one.
That's right.
But I would vote for what I want, not necessarily what I think they would vote. They would do.
I think that one would be. I think those are voted a lot on what people like.
Yeah.
You know? And yeah, a friend of mine who always sees all. There's three different kinds. Remember, there's the documentary shorts, the live action shorts, and the animated. And I think at least 4 of the 5 nominees from short film and animated, I can't remember. He told me that they're available, some on Netflix and some on Apple.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I thoroughly enjoyed them. They're really great. They're hard this year because I enjoyed every one of them.
Yeah. Did you see any of them, Mike?
Yeah. Kat, when it comes to like shorts and like documentaries, I don't really pay attention to that. I usually just
feature film.
Focus on the movies and like the animated movies and like some of the foreign films.
Right.
When it comes to the Oscars.
Well, did we discuss original song? We didn't discuss original song.
I think that's going to be Natu from RRR.
You think so?
Which one's it going to be?
Which I actually just watched
Natu
on Netflix like a few months ago.
Which film? Which song?
Natu from RRR.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it was just announced that Lady Gaga is not going to sing "Hold My Hand" from Top Gun, which she wrote. Evidently, she can't quite be ready for it. So
I know. But the guys from RRR are performing Natu, and Rihanna's performing "Lift Me Up" from Black Panther Wakanda.
Right. That's one of the things I like to watch. Yeah, I love the songs. I love the songs.
Lift Me Up could win original song. That's good.
And do you have a thought?
And then there's
No, I'm really stuck on that one. I'm I'm stuck on it.
This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's a
It's
good song
wonderful. That's a
too.
great song. I
Yeah.
didn't see RRR, so I don't
I
know.
heard I heard Stephanie Shu was going to be one of the people who performs This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Really? Oh, how
That would be cool.
Because
interesting.
Stephanie Shu, like, I don't know if you guys have read about her. She's also a Broadway actress. Like, she knows
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
sing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, these people, the thing is, we only every so often learn that somebody who's we thought of as an actor can also sing. We
Yeah.
see that with like Andrew Garfield. I mean, a lot of these people sing. In fact, my current
Oh,
heartthrob, the
like,
guy,
yeah, Andrew
oh,
Garfield last year with Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
right,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
right. And the guy I really currently like, the guy from After Sun, Paul Mescal,
Yeah.
who was nominated for Best
I
Actor.
still need to watch After Sun. I feel bad that I haven't watched it yet.
No,
And I heard it's like
it's
one of the best of 2022.
It is the best
Everyone's
film of
saying
the.
is
It is the
about it.
It is the best film of the year,
yeah, true.
according to IndieWire. I'm not kidding you. It keeps
Yeah.
winning. It's won at the BAFTAs. It wins everywhere.
Like, really, like my sisters saw it, my sister's boyfriend saw it, her friends saw it. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna watch it after we're done with the meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, the thing I was going to say is that Paul Mescal sings. And
Yeah.
in fact, he's going to be in this new movie that just premiered last night at the Miami Film Festival called Carmen.
Oh,
And
he is. Okay.
it's not really a musical, but it has a lot of dance in it because it's directed by the guy who was head of the Paris Ballet, Benjamin Millepied, who
Uh-huh.
was married to Natalie Portman, and
Uh-huh.
they met when he was a choreographer on Black Swan,
Oh,
which is the
wow.
only horror
Wow.
movie I have ever assigned to my movie class.
Yeah.
And I had to close my
Yeah,
eyes
like,
during that movie. Do you remember that movie,
I
Mike?
do.
Woo!
Yeah.
That was a
what?
really scary one.
Black Swan?
Black Swan.
Yeah.
I love Black Swan. I think it's not important.
Oh, yeah.
Performance.
I mean, it was a great movie, but it was a horror movie, and it was hard for me at the time when it got really horrific.
Yeah.
That to me was just hard. So I just closed my eyes. And in one film I went to, I actually held the hand of the person next to me. It was so awful. But I try to go to movies with a friend in case I do need to hold their hand. Not some random stranger.
After Sun. So I've seen like previews for it. So Paul Mescal plays a young father who's on vacation with his daughter.
Right. Yeah. The important thing to know, which I'm afraid I have to tell you, it's a memory piece. And that's something that's good to know because the beginning of the film is so confusing.
Right.
You can't figure out what's going on. So don't worry about it that you can't figure it out at the beginning. We will become knowledgeable. But it is really the great film of the
it all
year.
comes clear.
And I heard Paul Mescal gives a really good performance in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's nominated for Oscar. He's won bukus of awards. The other thing that you really need to see, I don't know if you do any streaming series, but Paul Mescal starred in this series called Normal People. And I highly,
Yeah, my sister watches that.
I'm not kidding you. I'm completely mad for it. That's how I become completely mad for Paul Mescal now. And I'm following the movies he's coming up in, like Carmen. And he's got one called God's Creatures, which is coming to theaters or streaming. I don't know. But After Sun is really great. That's the thing. I have seen all of the international films except EO. And The Quiet Girl just came to Sarasota today. So I'm going to go
I want to go see that
tomorrow. And but I've seen all of them, and they're all great. But I just think politically it's going to be all quiet just because they want to give it something.
Yeah.
But
I just think it's a great movie in general.
Yeah.
And it really teaches the lesson about how war is just like wrong and how like it can like destroy lives and like how much like when soldiers come back from war, how much it can impact them in trying to adjust to society, which is something that we still are learning today, even though like
I think it's gotten worse.
Movies like this have existed for a long time.
Right.
This is what's so important. We had a lot of great books and movies after World War I, which are talking about this, and then of course, lo and behold, just a mere 20 years later, we're back in World War II. And the world does not learn.
No,
Yeah.
not one bit. We let
Yeah.
our anger take over and lose our
Well,
sense.
and, whatever it is, somebody's got to show something. They're like big and powerful, like Putin right now, in the Ukraine. It's just because he wants everybody to think he's a big dog, and now he can't back down. So,
Yeah, and that's too bad because he looks like a fool. You
yep,
know,
he does.
he doesn't look like a big gun at all. So it's just stupid on his part.
Do you guys watch the red carpet at all?
Sometimes,
I
yeah.
I sometimes do.
I like to see what they're wearing before the ceremony starts.
I love the ones at the BAFTA are really great.
Yeah.
And the ones before the SAG award were stupid. And my recollection is the ones before the Oscar, the people are stupid. And I can't stand it. So I turn it off if the askers who are asking questions, they ask such stupid things. And I
They
really
can't.
yeah, but the ones before the BAFTA were
My
great.
mom also watches the red carpet with me, and she judges some of the outfits.
Yeah, yeah, some of them are wild.
Some
And
really ugly stuff. I go, really? You're really
know.
gonna wear that?
Yeah, I just can't
Really,
figure
like
out.
really, like my mom could be like a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
sometimes people come to the Oscars looking like they were RuPaul's Drag Race.
That's right. RuPaul does,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Hey, well, I
true.
think we've hit everything.
Another
Yeah,
good movie that came out from A20. Another good movie from A24 is called Did you guys see the movie Causeway?
I
Yeah.
haven't watched it yet. It's on streaming and
Yeah.
it's on one of my lists. And it did get nominated, for Best Supporting Actor
Yeah,
too.
Brian
Brian
Tyree
Tyree.
Henry, and he's
Right.
Yeah.
fantastic in Kathy. He's fantastic. You
Seen
should
it?
definitely check it out before Sunday night.
Have
Okay.
you seen it? Did you watch it, Mike?
I did, and Jennifer Lawrence, and when you see the movie, you'll see why Brian Tyree Henry got his Oscar nomination. He's really good in the movie.
Yeah.
And his character is really, really interesting too.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds really good. Yeah.
Like
Well,
the
well,
acting
Mike,
nominees this year, like I think Best Supporting Actor is like a really good category. Like there's Kiwi Kwan for Everything Everywhere, Brendan Gleeson and Barry Keoghan for Banshees, and Judd Hirsch at the age of 87 getting his second nomination
yeah,
for The Fable.
Right.
yeah, you never know. They may get sentimental, and he's never had one, I don't think. I know he's got a bunch of Emmys, but I don't think he has an Oscar.
Oh, that's
So,
good. That's a good question.
yeah. But so we have to, at the SAG Awards, I kept feeling like they were really leaning toward older actors.
Yeah.
And so that made me wonder, is that something that portends for the Oscars?
Right.
That they'll give it to Jamie Lee
Yeah,
Curtis,
like
Judge Hirsch, John Williams for composing, maybe they'll go that way. So we'll have to see.
Angela Bassett was awfully good, though.
Oh, I
the
thought
thing
she
is,
was
it's like
so fabulous.
Yeah.
And it really does tick me off that Viola Davis didn't get nominated because her performance in that movie was really stellar. But I don't think anybody went to see it.
Yeah.
Went to see the
yes,
movie.
let's talk about the snubs. Let's talk about the snubs.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
let's do. Go for it.
Like Best Actress, like they snubbed Viola Davis for The Woman King, and they snubbed Danielle Deadwyler for Till.
That's right.
Like why? Why?
They only have 5 slots.
Yeah.
And, remember
And
the
then
whole thing.
like I predicted Kate Blanchett, Michelle Williams, and Michelle Yeoh, and I'm happy all 3 of them got in. But like Danielle Deadwyler, like she played a mother of a young boy who was brutally murdered because people said that he whistled at a white woman. Like I saw Till like way back in November, and I was just like, this woman has to at least get nominated for an Oscar. Maybe not win, but she just has to get in. And I understand like why the Oscars like they snubbed her. They snubbed the 2 black actresses, and for why? Why?
Which is why they might give it to Miss Bassett.
Yeah, which
Out
is
of
why
guilt.
I think they might give it to Angela. I
Yeah.
think that's very possible. I truly do. Because the thing about it is there's nobody else of color that's, really nominated, except
I
well,
know.
that Brian,
That's not going to be good.
Brian Tyree Henry.
Right.
But in terms of people that will win, so Angela's the most likely Black person to win. So I think that's good. But the other way to look at it, I mean, this time is really for the Asians. But you know, the Asians have been there. Remember Parasite?
Right.
Remember all the movies that we've the
Right.
last few years have had a lot of Asian actors. So
Right.
they're
What
kind of
about you guys remember that movie Minari that came out like 2 years ago
yes.
about the Asian thing?
Yes.
The grandmother, she won Best Supporting Actress.
That's right. That's
Right,
what I'm
it is.
saying, that these people, that a lot of people who are Orientals have been getting Oscar nominations and winning. So, you know, it all fits in, and it makes sense too, because their performances are really great.
Right.
So,
Right.
I don't know.
Kathy, I'm sure you were upset about this. Decision to Leave being snubbed for international feature.
I know. I was completely devastated by that, and I wanted to turn around.
Kathy, you're not the only one. There are a lot of people that were shocked that it was snubbed.
I just can't believe it, because it is indeed one of the best movies of the year. And, you know, it was on other lists, I mean, other nomination lists, and it didn't win, but it did win a lot at film festivals and critics lists, of course. And it is, and to me, either After Sun or Decision to Leave are the two best movies of the year. No, hands down, those are the best movies. But, you know, these other movies are really great too, but those are the ones that were really, to me, the really great. I mean, I still haven't seen some of them. I haven't seen The Quiet Girl, and there's some other ones too that are coming. One called Return to Seoul, things that came out in 22, but we haven't got them yet, either on streaming or in theater. So we're gonna, Burns Court, our local art cinema house, is bringing them every week. We got a new one coming in, and it's going to be great over the next.
I gotta go see The Quiet Girl for sure.
Yeah, that's really true. The other snub.
Another snub.
Go on. Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised Edward Berger wasn't nominated for Best Director for All Quiet on the Western Front. Because he won Best Director at the BAFTAs, and because of the BAFTA nominations, a lot of people thought he was going to get nominated at the Oscars, but he didn't.
That's right. That's right. Yep. The other one to me, that the other thing that's kind of a controversial thing is the fact that while the Oscar people were still voting, Michelle Yeoh put something up on her Instagram post that said something about not enough Oriental people getting nominations or something. And she was putting it up in support of women. That's what she was doing. But some people felt that it was inappropriate and possibly against the rules. But, you know, that's the other one little snafu that could come in, which could provide a kick to, you know, to kick Michelle Yeoh down and to kick Cate Blanchett up.
Right.
So, you know, that's possible. See, anything is really possible with this stuff. You know?
And we forget how very political the Oscars are. Yeah, I keep trying to don't get too upset. It's all political.
Yeah, I don't, as I said, every nominee in this list is worthy of one. So to me, whoever wins is great, you know, and there's always next year.
Always next year.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio got animated feature, but I feel like it got snubbed for the song Ciao Papa.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Which I wanted so badly to get nominated.
Yeah.
Well, it's another reason why he's going to win.
And it's really like I cried during that part in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, because they show the whole montage of Pinocchio traveling around the world and Geppetto going after him, and also the young boy Candlewick and his father sending him to participate in the Italian army.
Yeah. You know, it was such a beautiful, I just thought it was a great adaptation too, because it's much more honed to the original story than from the Disney, you know, Disneyfication of it. And even the more recently, there has been, you know, more, I think, a live action one even. Right. So it got very confusing to me because there were two Pinocchio movies in 22. And, you know, I kept, you know, trying to get them sorted in my mind too. But I think one was animated and one was not.
Here's the difference between the two Pinocchios. One was amazing and the other was crap.
That tells it like it is.
And with that, I think we should stop. This has been wonderful.
This
Um,
is so much fun.
I hope we're going to find out. We're going to have an after talk when this is all done with.
Well, we will see. And also we
Yeah.
will see the behaviors. And please, dear God, nobody slap anybody, please.
No, please. I
I
think
get
that's
so tired of
that's
this.
not going to happen.
You know, yeah. I just,
Yeah.
please,
Very
no
good.
more of this. I don't need any more violence in my life.
No. Leave it
Right.
for the film.
That's right. And thank you for inviting me, Mike, to join you in this discussion. It was really a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think
It
we need
was really a
more of
lot of
these.
fun.
Absolutely. All right. See you at the movies.
See
And
you guys.
Hey, Kathy, Ann, it was nice talking to you about the Oscars. Really was a lot of fun.
yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we can do it again.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll probably have to do an after the fact.